everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today I'm going to bring you a tutorial, and in this one I'm going to be working on one of these tins again, and I know I just recently did a video on these, but this one's going to be a little bit different today. These are the little tiny mini tins that are smaller than an Altoids tin, and they're really fun for this kind of project. This one is actually going to be a locket. So it's going to be a bit different than the last one. Like I said, it's still sort of a pill tin, and these tins open. They have a hinged lid. They come to me already painted white. These are some little tins that I buy on Amazon. But the first thing that I do when I'm making these tins, and this one's already done, but I'm going to show you on this one, is I take them, and this is the top here. And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it over to the bottom side pointing up. The first thing that I do is I take two of these glue-on bales that I buy also on Amazon, and I'm not rooting for Amazon here, folks. I'm just telling you where I get these. I'll provide you with links down below in the drop-down menu so that you know where you can get these items that I'm using today. And I put a little drop of E6000 glue on the underside. Whoops, I'm sorry. On the underside of these bales. And it looks like I kind of got out of camera. So what I would do is take this bale here and just do a little drop of E6000 glue on two of these glue-on bales. Let me fix my camera just a tad so that it's not completely out of camera when I'm doing this. Okay, so I've got glue on each of these little bales, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to center these on the bottom side of this tin, just like that. I want to try and get them completely centered so that they're both basically lined up with each other. I'm pretty good at eyeballing this stuff. If you're new to this sort of thing, you want to make sure that you do your measurements and maybe put a little dot where these go so that you know that you're getting it right in the exact right spot. And then the other thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to, let's see, sorry about that. I was turning off my phone, you guys, so that it doesn't ring while I'm doing this. Okay, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this toothpick and I'm just going to kind of go along the edges of this where that E6000 sort of oozed out just a tad. And I'm going to take that off. That way we won't have any oozing around the outsides of these bales. And this E6000 works really great, you guys, for holding something on and holding it well. These, once the E6000 cures, these are going to stay on here with no problem. So this is what it's going to look like from the front. So you've got a bale here and a bale at this end. And this one I'm just going to set aside. I've got one that I have already completed, and the E6000 glue has already dried on this one. I did these about, probably a couple of hours ago. I have a little bit of glue stuck to this, but that's okay. We'll worry about that later. So I've already got this one done. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take an image. This is the top of my tin. Please make sure whenever you're doing these tins that you know where the top and bottom is, and you work on the top, and that when you're looking at this head on, so this is the way you would be looking at it if you were working on this. This is if you're facing it, this is the right side, this is the left side. You want to make sure it opens the proper way. So this is going to hang in this direction on someone's neck. So that's what I'm doing here. I've got the top. This is the top, bottom, left, right for me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have this image here. This is just from some scrapbooking paper that I have. So I'm going to put this on there with, and I know some of you guys may be more apt to use Mod Podge, but I have found that Glossy Accents works really, really well for gluing images onto my pieces, and they don't move, and it sticks right away. So I don't really have to wait for it to dry to really start working on my project. So I've got this coming out here, so I'm just going to go along the edges. Don't put too much on the edges here or you're going to have it oozing out everywhere, but just make sure you get plenty on the middle section. You do want it to get to the edge because you want the edges of your image to stick down. But the thing is that once you put it down and you start pressing on it, you're going to rub that glue, or that Glossy Accents is going to start to ooze towards the edges. So get it on there and just start sort of pressing it on, and make sure that you press down the center. It's going to stick on there really well. You've got a little bit of time to move it around and adjust it, but not a lot, because Glossy Accents does start to stiffen up very quickly when you use it in this manner. I've found that's why I like using it now. I didn't realize it stuck down that quickly. Whoops. And so I like using it for that reason, so that once I get it in place, I know it's not going to go anywhere. So, okay. So I'm pressing it down through the middle, pressing it down on the edges, and there we have our image set. And it's pretty well set on this piece. So that's what it looks like so far. I'll do it like that, okay? So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to embellish the top of this. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to put some rhinestone chain around the outside of this piece. So I'm going to take my E6000, and I know you guys have seen me do this many times before. I'm going along the outer edge of the top, and I'm going to go around. I've got a little clump. Okay, now I'm going to go along the whole edge, around the whole tin, making sure that I touch every spot as I go across, so that this rhinestone chain is going to stick really well. But don't overdo it with the E6000. A lot of people tend to overdo it, and when you do that, it takes forever for this to dry and set. And I want to be able to work on this right away while we're doing the video. So what helps me to be able to do that is that I don't overdo the E6000 adhesive. So here I am, I'm putting the rhinestones so that they are all facing upwards, so that when I'm looking at the front of this tin, I'm looking at the rhinestones, not at the sides of the rhinestones. Many people put them on so that the rhinestones are facing out that way instead of to the top. And for me, I prefer to see the rhinestones at the top of the piece rather than the sides. Now, if you prefer it the other way, feel free to, put them on that way. This is just my preference, and I'm kind of picky about that sort of thing. So on a very rare occasion, I will actually do it the other way, and there will always be a specific reason for me to do that. But it's pretty rare that I will. So now I'm just going to go around, make sure all of these rhinestones are lined up, and facing upwards the way that I want them, and trying to make sure that they're straight as I can get them on the piece. And then I take and look along the edges, just adjust the entire chain so that it's as straight as I can get it. It doesn't have to be perfect. None of us are perfect, and if it's not, it's okay. I just try to get it as straight as I can and just kind of check all the way around. And you can just, with your finger, you can just sort of barely adjust it up or down. So that's what it looks like so far. Already super, super pretty. And I'm always checking again, where's the front? This is the way that this tin is going to open from this side. I'm not going to do it right now because that rhinestone chain is still on there and it's still wet, so I don't want to mess it up. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on a little piece of lace that's going to go down. It's just a little cut off from some lace that I have. Actually, I'll face it that way. That I'm just going to glue down onto the bottom, just a very tiny piece. And again, I'm just going to use my E6000. I'm not going to use hot glue anywhere on this piece. Okay, so now I'm just going to press that down. Make sure it's the way I want it to be. That's what that looks like. Just a little tiny piece of lace. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm using some of these little pearl stamens that I purchased online. And I'm just going to be using a few of these on here. I've already taken some out and sort of bent them and twisted them together. So these are the ones that I'm going to be using, these two little pieces here. Okay, the first one I'm going to lay down on top of this lace so that it's just sort of coming out from there. And I know it looks funny now, but it will look fine once I'm done with all of this. And then I'm going to put the other piece at the top, sort of coming out this way. And the reason that I'm putting these on now is because I'm going to be putting a cameo on the top of this. So what I want to do, what I'm going to be using, I had these three pieces that I was looking at. This one, the colors don't really go with this one or this one. So I ended up, once I chose this image, I chose to use this cameo. So that's the one I'm going to be using, but I have some really pretty ones here. I was actually strongly considering using this one, even though it doesn't really match the colors. It's a muted blue, so it still would have gone okay, but I decided to choose this rose. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this bezel here, and I'm going to put this rose with E6000 inside this bezel, just using a bit of E6000, and then I'm just going to press that rose inside. So there we go. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is, whoopsie, I'm going to put some E6000 on the bottom of this piece. And this bezel was actually a gold one that I'm not very partial to gold, the color gold. So I generally, if I have little gold pieces laying around, I'll generally paint them silver. So that's what I did in this case with this, this bezel. So I did spray paint it silver, and part of me wishes that my glue gun was plugged in because, let's see. Okay, I've plugged in my glue gun because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and press this down with hot glue. Hopefully my glue gun will heat up fast enough that I can press this down and get it to stay. And in the meantime, I'm going to be putting some dangle charms on this. Stop, you two. I'm going to be putting some dangle charms on this. So I'm going to put together one of those dangle charms. And then I'm also going to be putting a chain on it. So let's go ahead and make this dangle charm. By the time I'm done with that, we should be able to use the hot glue gun. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing, these are all my little parts and pieces that I'm going to be using. I have an eye hook or an eye pin, and I've got some pearls and some bead caps here that I'm going to be using. I've got some 10mm pearls. Actually, those might be 12, and then I've got some 6mm pearls, and then some 8 and 10mm bead caps that I'm going to be using. So the first thing that I'm going to do, and I'm sorry you guys, I have glue stuck all over my hands and stuff, so if you're seeing that on my fingernails and so forth, I've just been playing in glue all day. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these bead caps on, and I'm going to use one of my 12mm pearls, and then I'm going to put the matching bead cap on the top, and then I'm going to take one of these 6mm pearls, and I'm going to put it there and put it on next, and then I'm going to take the next bead cap, a 12mm pearl, another bead cap, and then I'm going to use 3 of these 6mm pearls, whoopsie, at the top. Sorry guys if you're hearing my dogs in the background. They're one keeps eating, the other one has been going in and out of the doggy door, and they're just full of energy today, so they're running back and forth, and my little one was just eating her dog food, and it sounds really terrible when she starts eating. But of course she's got to pull her food out of her dog food bowl and bring it in the living room and stand next to me and eat. So she's so cute, but she's just super funny. She's been really energetic today. So anyways, sorry if you guys have to hear that. Okay, so we've got this dangle bead that I've completed, and then I also have another one that I had already, oh, actually I haven't completed this yet. I want to put a one more dangle on the end of it. Let's see. We're going to use one of these that I got from BB Craft. Let's see. I think I want to use one of these. Okay. Let's see. Where are my... Okay. I've got my jump rings here. I knew I had everything out. I just couldn't remember where. Okay. So I'm going to put this dangle bead on the bottom of this one, and we're going to make sure that that jump ring is completely closed. Make sure it hooks together, or you're going to end up losing that dangle charm. And then we're going to take another jump ring, and we're going to go to the top of this, and actually we're going to lay it down for a second, because I think my glue gun should be hot enough that I can Yes. Put some hot glue under this, press it down so that E6000 has a chance to dry and cure and hold this little thing together. Trying to make sure this piece is on here straight. Okay, and I'm just going to hold that down for just a minute so that it has a chance to stick. This is going to be really pretty, you guys. It's really going to be gorgeous. I love making these. Now this, you can look at this and you can say, wow, that's a really big locket. It is for a locket, but some women like to wear really chunky, big jewelry. And in this case, this piece is really, it's going to hang on a longer chain, and it's really going to be nice. I've sold a lot of these in my Etsy shop, so I know that they are popular, and you can store money in them. You can store pills in them. You can put little notes in them, or photos, or gosh, there's a number of things that you can use this for. And it's around your neck, and particularly for me, either the pills or the money. If you've got money you want to store on your person and maybe not put it inside your bra or someplace or in a sock or something, who's going to think that you're going to have it inside your necklace? Not too many people are going to think of that. And so it's nice to feel like you kind of have that safety of having some extra money close by if you need it. Okay, so I've got a little piece of glue stuck there. We'll fix that in a minute. Okay, so we've got that glued down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these dangle charms and I'm going to start adding them to the bottom of this piece. You know what? In fact, that is not big enough. I want a bigger one. Gonna have to take a whole bunch out. Okay, so now I've got, I believe this is a 10 millimeter jump ring, or a 10 or a 12. I'm gonna put that dangle charm on there, and I'm gonna hang each of these from separate jump rings. The next piece I'm gonna put on is this gorgeous, this came from my friend Debbie, sent this to me in Happy Mail, and it is super pretty. I'm going to use this as a dangle charm. I'm trying to get this to show up in the camera. I just don't have it. There we go. It's going to be super pretty hanging from this piece. Because this flower is almost kind of a peachy color, the orange that's in these drops on this piece, this was from an earring, but it's going to look really, really nice. So I'm definitely using this piece on this. So I'm going to take it and run that through there. The only thing I want to do is I do want to make sure that it's hanging the appropriate direction. And you all know sometimes when you're doing this, you could end up hanging them the wrong way. Okay, so I've got that on there. I'm going to close that one up really fast before it comes off. Okay, so we have 2 of them on there. Next, I'm going to put this dangle charm, and I've already got a jump ring on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and open that one up, and actually this one here I'm going to hang a little key charm from, and I think I'm going to go ahead and take this chain. Let's see, where do I have this? Okay, I just have to find the last link here on this chain and get that on there. And I'm going to hang that from it as well. And that is a lot of charms, but a lot of fun. On something this big, I think you kind of have to add a lot of charms to it. So that's what it looks like. Lots of pretty charms. One of them says, let's see, this one says hope. This one says I am blessed, and it's got a little charm hanging from it. Actually, I need to put another charm to hang from that hope charm, and I think we're just going to take one of another similar charm from this batch that I got from BB Craft, and we're just going to hang that one from the bottom of this hope charm. Can't leave a hole untouched. You know, you got to have a charm hanging from every hole. That's the way I see it anyway. Okay, so we've got all of the charms on there. It looks amazing. So beautiful. Actually, here we go. That's the way it's supposed to hang. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Those are all the beautiful charms and things that are hanging from it. And then I'm going to take this chain, and this is I think this is a 32-inch snake chain, and it's a silver-plated chain. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put that through the top bail. And there we have it. We have the locket. So this is super pretty, you guys. It looks really pretty on. I wish I had a bust that I could show it to you on, but it really is gorgeous. I don't have anywhere even to get far enough away that I could show it to you better, but it is so gorgeous and so fun to make these. And again, here we go. I think those rhinestones are probably dry enough that, you know, it just opens like that. You can put your pills and your money and your photos or whatever you want inside, close it up, and wear it as a necklace. It's super pretty. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial today. I've been wanting to do one on these. I know I did one on just the freestanding little pill boxes, but I wanted to do one that showed you that you could turn these into lockets as well. And it's a really fun project. And this one is actually really super gorgeous. I love it. But anyway, I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below. Like the video, share it with your friends if you can, if you feel like you want to, if you like it, and you think they might enjoy watching it too. If you would share it, that really helps my channel a lot so that I can get additional subscribers. We are working on 1,700 subscribers. As most of you know, I'm a fairly new channel. I've only started a couple months ago, and so I'm working my way up to the 2,000 subscriber mark. Once I get 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway, and I will definitely do something really cool for that giveaway. But I need to reach that 2,000 mark, and then I will, what I'll do is I'll do a tutorial on whatever it is I'm going to be giving away. So get your friends to subscribe, and hopefully we'll reach that 2,000 mark really soon, and we'll do that next giveaway, and keep this channel growing so that I can continue to bring you tutorials on things that you guys like and enjoy. I sure do enjoy doing this. I love teaching people my crafts. I've said this before, but I'm an extremely eclectic crafter. I don't do just one sort of thing. I do a lot of different types of crafts, from, you know, making crafty boxes to jewelry to purse charms and keychains and one of my favorite things to do is altering compact mirrors and things like that. So I really, really enjoy new things. So if you have ideas for me, things that you think you might enjoy seeing a tutorial on, or maybe you've seen something that you really enjoyed from a picture or what have you, and you think you might like to see somebody attempt, I'll attempt anything once. So I'll be happy to try that for you. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been real fun doing this tutorial for you. And I'll be back again very shortly with another tutorial. Don't know what I'll be doing it on yet, but I will be thinking about that and brainstorming and trying to come up with the next latest and greatest thing. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And again, don't forget to subscribe below, and I'll be seeing y'all soon. Many blessings to all of you. Bye.